Good morning, everybody. My name is Avia Johnson. I'm an esthetician here in Philadelphia. Right now, I work with Sky Blue Day Studio located at 424 West True Avenue. So today, I'm going to do a review on LALA Wax. The LALA Wax company reached out to me through Instagram, and they sent me a sample kit for me to try. And in the kit, I got about a bag of maybe about a pound of wax, and then their care line as well. So I used it today, and this is how the sample and packaging came in this nice black box. And in it tells you all about LALA Wax. I didn't open this. I was so excited. I just burst open the box like I was a little kid on Christmas morning. Because I always like to get into new products, especially companies that I haven't heard of before, and companies that have products that initially are going to help the client in their waxing experience, or any other experience that they may have with me. They give you a nice cute little sticky to put on your window. They give you pre-waxing tips, waxing tips, and post-waxing tips. These you could have for yourself as a reminder card and also share with your clientele. On the other side, they give you the LALA Wax checklist. It tells you about the pre-wax, the pre-wax cleanser, the pre-wax oil, the diamond powder. It tells you the steps that you're supposed to go into and how you're supposed to use their product. So this is very insightful. There is another postcard that tells you LALA's 5-step prep. They're also giving you instructions on how to use their product. So as an esthetician, you can use it properly. And then they give you a price list postcard, which is cute, right? We're all about the pink. Those are the prices there. And this is amazing because a lot of times this is what this is going to do in my eyes. Instead of me going back online to see what their prices are, once I open a kit, I have an idea. So I don't always have to go online. And price point, a lot of times, is very essential for estheticians, especially when you're in your own business, because you want to make money, of course, and you want to have the absolute best products for your clientele. So you want to check your price points, and this is amazing. So they have their wax is called Flexi Wax, and for 22 pounds, it's $200, like first time customers only. So they tell you how much each tub will be at various prices. So they do have a thing for first time customers, which is amazing because a lot of companies don't do that. It's like, you want my product, you're going to buy it, and no, I'm not going to discount you because you want my product. So this is amazing, even for the first time, because it gives you a chance to buy it, experience it, and then make your decisions. And then it gives the product list for all the other things that go with the line as well. So I did use it this morning. I used it on a client. She really didn't feel comfortable about being filmed, so I couldn't film her. However, I did take pictures of the after of her underarm because she at least let me do that much. And I'm going to try to post that as well. But what I'm going to do before I even get to the wax, I'm going to go ahead and introduce the line, and I'm going to use it by using the postcard. So of course, what we have to do, we have to cleanse the area. And within the kit, they give you the pre-cleanser, the pre-wax oil, the diamond powder, which smells, my client said it smelled absolutely delicious, and that alone got her. So the cleansing spray also smelled good, and so did the oil. And then we have a calming cream ingrown hair serum, and then it's a slow me down body lotion. And then they also gave a sample of their salt oil scrub. And I can't, wait to see how that, works either. But I'm going to try to open each one again and kind of give a tester and let you see it as well. So first we have the pre-cleanser. And like any other line, you have a cleanser. And we know before we start our waxes, we have to cleanse. So with their cleanser, forgive my hair, I normally have it up. You can spray it right on the skin, which is a lifesaver. Now, I know in some instances, I still out of habit will spray my cleansers on a cleansing cloth. That's just me. I'm old school, but a lot of cleansers are being made to where it can spray. And I'll spray it again. Really nice aroma. A little goes a long way. And you know, you wipe down the area. So next, I'm going to apply the pre-wax oil. So it says, apply a little oil on a cotton round to create a protective layer between the wax and the skin. This pre-wax oil will soften and prepare the skin prior to waxing. So I am going to grab wax there. I am going to get my cotton rounds because they're much smoother. I'm going to spritz, maybe just 2, and I'm going to apply. And then I'm going to take the back of it and get some of the excess. Okay. So then, of course, the next step is going to be the diamond powder. So who said diamonds, you know, are a girl's best friend, because they truly are. It smells amazing. I know there's no smell vision, but this is a really good size for a sample. You know, I could probably go through, you know, usually it's about 10-15 people, you know. It smells divine. And what I like about it, there's tapioca starch, which is like amazing. And a little bit goes a long way. Dusty area. And now the piece of resistance. Oops. Now, they tell you that the wax should not go over 67 degrees Celsius, okay? Which, if I'm not mistaken, if I do my math correctly, that might be around between 70, 85 Fahrenheit, maybe. So, gotta really press it in there. And this is a fast setting wax, which is very appreciative to all of us who do Brazilian waxing. And I applied it this way because of the way my hair grows on this part of my arm. See, that's automatic setup. And it peeled right off. I don't know if you can see any of my little fine hairs there. There's a few, see a few of that root. My hair is also blonde on my arms. But when you're done, it's still pliable. And this is their Flexi Wax. So you still have a little give. What I like about it on my arm is that it wasn't too much of a sting. You know, like if you ever wax your own arms or you wax your client's arms, if you don't use a roll-on wax, you use a hard wax or, you know, anything else, and it's like that sting, the sting doesn't stay. And of course, since I used it on my arm, as you know, I didn't want to go ahead and press, but it does stay pliable for a while. And I can see where that could help when you're doing a Brazilian, because a lot of times, a lot of hard waxes break automatically. Even if you follow all of the directions that the company gives you, there's still like a brittle break. So that's very pliable. So like that. And what I have here are some pieces. So the client that I had, she wasn't just getting her underarms, and she was also getting her Brazilian. So she allowed me to use this on her underarms, which was amazing. And then I went over only certain areas of her Brazilian because there's, we have our own method. And I don't know if you can see that hair there or even there. Now these have been sitting out for a while and they're still pliable. Of course, like you can't use them anymore, but it's pliable. A lot of waxes, even if it's set out so you still have that stretch, they become very brittle. And there are a few other samples I saved too. So this piece here, I took off of like her inner thigh. You can see the hair is there. And if you can get in here really good, see those, it really entraps the hair. And the hair is really, there's a few roots. Even the hairs that were laying down close to her skin, it did pick up sometimes when the hair sits so close. Sometimes when you put wax on, it doesn't grab it the first time. It gets it like the second time, depending on who you're using and what your methods are. And also the way that the hair is growing, texture, if there's a curl pattern, so forth and so on. So here's another from around her inner thigh. All the hairs are intact in the root. I'm gonna do it that way. See if you can see that there. I know I saved, and these are just longer pieces where I did her clean up around her inner thigh. And then, and then these are underarm patches. And like I said in another post, I'll put the pictures up, but it really, it's still pliable. You still get a nice little stretch out of that. And then these are the two from her first underarm pull. You can see all of that. That's some of the diamond powder there. I'm gonna flip it because you can see some of the hair there. What I like about the color is it's not too light and it's not too dark to where when you apply it, you can still see the hair being entrapped into the wax. For me, that helps because as I'm putting it on, even though I'm putting it on, I can see that the hairs are being intertwined and entrapped in the wax. I know that's going to be a very good pull. These pulls were very good pulls. We got a lot. This is one underarm and this is the other. And then of course, it's always like a few stubborn ones, but I did get most of it. So that's how the wax looks once you take it off. Like I said, it's still very pliable. Her appointment was over because she had her underarms and her Brazilian done, and she's been out of here for like at least 40 minutes or so. And I put those two aside on, paper just so I can show how pliable it is. I just did a little thing on my arm and it feels good. And then it's just like the, how it looks. The temperature doesn't have to be super high, which is amazing. That's always a great thing, that it doesn't have to be high. It's a pretty color. I know sometimes we're suckers for color. I know I am. Oh, you can see. Isn't that pretty? Very pretty. So after you're done with your waxing, your next step to remove the hair, so is for the body service ingrown hair serum. The ingrown hair serum can prevent ingrown hairs, breakouts, and bumps. You will need to use this product every day, twice a day on clean skin for desired results. This serum has active ingredients to keep your skin clear and protected from those pesky ingrown hairs. Apply Slow Me Down lotion daily to help with moisture and improve skin tone, skin texture. Using this lotion every day will minimize hair growth and keep your skin feeling fresh and energized. And then the calming cream can be used for like facial waxing services as well. And I'm pretty sure it could be used for what I call the love below. So once I'm done that, I took the ingrown hair. So it doesn't say anything that you have to wait to use their ingrown hair product. And a lot of times you have to wait. You know, some products say 8 hours, some say 12, some are like wait 24 to 48 to use their product. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the ingrown hair serum now. Now they don't have a post oil, but what I'm going to do is use my brain. I'm going to spray a little bit of the post. This is an oil. And I'm going to rub it on where I waxed. Very refreshing smell. Let's see what's in here. Does it say? Okay, so I thought I smelled that. So there's rosemary in here. There's lavender in here. Smells very yummy. So you could use the post wax oil before a very little bit and then after, just getting remnants. But the one thing I can say that I'm enjoying about this wax is once I took it off, there were no wax bits. So it's like even like if you work with other waxes, like you see like sometimes there's like a wax bit here and it came clean off. Okay, and that's like just by following, you know, their instructions. So I put that on, and now I'm going to do a little of the ingrown hair serum. I imagine a little goes a long way. Sorry, just move the camera there. Put that right on top. It also smells divine. And then to me, that's pretty much it. So like I said, this is LALA Wax. Oh, and this is, like I said, it was about, well, it says it's a pound. Okay. So it was just enough to put in one of my smaller heaters here. I would say that I would have loved if they sent me a bigger bag, like a 2 or 3 pound bag, for me to put into my big warmer, just so I could use it on more clients, because I would have loved to use this on some of my clients who they have like difficult hairs. You know, I could speed wax with this, and this is what I want to see. I wish I had more, like I said, so for me to be able to wax about maybe 3 or 4 of my clients, just so I could see how their skin reacts and how they react to it, how the hairs react to it, and everything that goes along with that. And the reason why I wish I had more for multiple people is because I would have been able to choose the different skin texture, hair texture, the timing that the clients have been with me, those, and you know, possibly someone who has never gotten a wax ever. So I wish I had more for that. I do have some left over in the pot because, like I said, I just did like an underarm and like a cleanup of a Brazilian. So this, it left me with maybe some to do 1 or 2 Brazilians. So we'll see what happens, and maybe I can come back up with that video. But like today, the rest of my clients are sugar clients. So, but I would love to have had more, so to give me more time to work with the product, and like I said, with a larger array of people, so that way I can know if this is a product that, you know, I would want to go ahead and invest in and, you know, buy in bulk. The before and after care products they smell amazing. My skin's not irritated, and I'm a highly sensitive person, even when it comes to the wax. I've been in scenarios where wax has touched me and I've broken out. It's a sheer mess. But everything here smells divine. There's nothing extra in these ingredients that'll make you second guess them. You know, there is a fragrance, so I don't know if they have a diamond dusting powder that is maybe fragrance free for those who are scent sensitive, you know, to scents. And then like the aftercare products, they did also send me nice sizes of those. There's some companies that don't send anything at all. Like I said, they just want you to, you know, buy it and, you know, that's it. You want to come to us. And if they do send samples, they'll send you just the wax and not the before and after care for you to, you know, judge it as a whole. But this is the Slow Me Down cream, which helps with slowing down hair growth and making it softer and the skin softer. And with waxing, you know, you do have to moisturize. It helps out a lot. I'm just going to put that right there. Let's see. Little goes a long way. And when I say that, it's because, I want something. Smells great. Doesn't smell medicated, you know, or anything like that. Feels great. And I'm one that suffers from eczema, so if there's a crazy ingredient in there, it'll just tell me on my skin automatically. This is the calming cream. If we can open it, and I'm gonna try it here. Oops. Take the seal off. That would help a lot. This is what we're gonna do. All right, a little bit. Oh, thanks. Chamomile. I don't know if you can see it. Soothing ingredients. Nice. Goes right into the skin. And that's what you want. Now, I'm going to take my glove off. And I want to show the texture of the salt oil scrub. Everything smells so good together. It's crazy. Once again, nice. Sanitation's key. I'll put it on my hand here. And get it started down here because it is a salt. Like I said, I have eczema, so don't judge my hands. Not overly oily. Sometimes some oil-based scrubs, it's like, smells so good. You put it on the skin, it's like oil. I like the fact that this salt is not big and chunky. And I'm just smearing it in there. See? It's not too crazy. My skin's enjoying that oil. I'm gonna get my spray bottle. Take some of this salt here. And the body scrub, of course, twice to 3 times a week. Exfoliation is a great key, especially when it comes to hair removal. And it helps the client out in the long run because if the skin is fully exfoliated at the time of your hair removal service, it helps to cut down on time and it's not as crazy on the client. It is not so much of a fight because when you're doing hair removal, if it's, you know, never been exfoliated, that skin is hanging on to that old hair. And it's like you're tugging it. Your client's looking at you like you're nuts because you're putting all your elbow grease in. Wonderful. Now with the salt, it tells you with the salt scrub oil, exfoliate with LALA Wax Salt and Oil Body Scrub. They tell you at least 3 times a week you will need to. And of course, wonderful tip. You would need to exfoliate at least 24 hours prior to waxing, and then you can exfoliate 72 hours after. So when you know it's a whole, your whole day before your appointment, and this is across the board. I don't know, I don't care. Put on a Slow Me Down lotion, sorry, I'm reading. What company it is, wherever you're going, smells divine again. You want to exfoliate before your hair removal appointment, whether it be for your Brazilian, eyebrows like a little different, but that's the after effect. Nice and smooth. And like I said, I suffer from eczema. My eczema comes out on my hands big time, especially with stress, but that's really nice. Yeah, Calm Me Down lotion. I put a little too much on. And it's going right into my hand there, which is nice. Because even with skin conditions like eczema, stuff like that, sometimes products sit, they don't become truly absorbed at all. So yeah, like so I was saying, the exfoliation, definitely, I don't care who you're using, I don't care where you're going. Exfoliating at least 24 hours before your appointment is more than enough. And you'll see that, of course, you'll have an easier time. Your esthetician will have an easier time. So that's a great tip as well. So that's it for LALA Wax for right now. Like I said, I introduced all the products to you. The wax is in my smaller pot. Like I said, it's about a pound. So, and it's the pellets. It's pellets. It's not like the bars or anything, which is really great because that means it can melt down a little quicker. The temperature point is wonderful. They tell you, it's not to be melted beyond 76 degrees Celsius, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't wanna, did I see that somewhere moping around? Probably read that. Yeah, okay. So it says right here, wax needs to stay at 67 degrees Celsius. Okay. And then the ingredients in here, it's just, there's like a copolymer, lanolin, things, that sort, titanium oxide. So titanium oxide is listed as, and then it's tin oxide, but that's around the same thing. So it's listed as like one of the last ingredients. So for those of you who don't know, titanium oxide helps with redness and irritation and things like that. It helps to keep the skin calm. So that's a great thing. So it's nice to see that's in there, because one of the things, what happens is once you're done waxing your client, when they get up to check themselves, a lot of times if they see a whole bunch of redness, and I'm not saying that redness is not supposed to occur or that you could prevent all of it, but we can minimize it. When they see all of that redness, something clicks in their head that say either the wax didn't come out right, or they feel as though they've had an allergic reaction, or just something went awry. So it's nice to see that that's in there, because you see that within the wax itself, it does have the calming agent in it as well. So I would have to say I liked my experience with LALA Wax. I like the fact that it was flexible. Now the areas that I waxed, the underarm, and because the underarm pits are a little, they're not hard to do at all, but because of the dips and divots of the underarm, and simply because it's been a little while since the client had her underarms done. So if she just got her underarms done 3 or 4 weeks ago, I'm pretty sure when I applied it, it would do its thing and it wouldn't have been a struggle. But with the dips and divots with underarms, sometimes you run into that with some more than others. So that I expected that, but that was the only way. That was the only one she really was allowing for me to use the wax on. And then, like I said, when I had to clean up like her inner thigh, that's when I saw how it would just lift. It didn't take a lot of elbow grease to like snatch it. Once I started and I lifted my tab, it did just glide off. So that's appreciative, especially around that area. I call it the twixt in between, right between like as it's going into your legs, going to your inner thigh from the bend of your butt cheek from this side, sometimes, you know, you have to flick it really hard and you're pulling this, you know, keeping your skin taut, and you're like ripping it, you know, like, you know, snatching people's souls. And you don't want that in that area. So I can say in that area, when I went to go flick my tab, it was nothing to it, you know. So that experience was great. I did like how my client's skin did look, especially under her underarm. And since she's working on lightening her underarm as well, it did, you know, look great. I did like that. It didn't look irritated. There were no breakouts or anything like that. Even with the products, like I said, my client absolutely loved the smell of them. She said they smelled very soothing, and they do. The cleanser, you know, you smell the rosemary, you smell the lavender, and it's not at a point to where it's irritating, which is also good. Like I would like to know if there is the product line that doesn't have any scent, because I know I do have clientele that don't like scent at all. They just get irritated by scents, and you know, it is what it is. And I like to be very versatile when it comes to the products that I use in the studio and on my clients as well. The diamond powder was amazing. Did exactly what it was supposed to do. It kept my client dry. And this is a client that from time to time, it doesn't happen with all of her waxes, but from time to time, she will slightly perspire, especially in the vaginal area. And that's where I really wanted to test this. The underarms, it did absolutely perfect. I really tested this on her vaginal area for her full Brazilian, because I know at a certain point she starts to perspire a little bit, and this actually did the job. So the diamond powder is definitely a must. I will be ordering this because I have some sweaters, especially for my clientele where I do a lot of sugaring on as well. So the diamond powder is amazing. The cleanser was amazing. All the products were really good. It's just, you know, there is no just. You just have to learn the product, play around with it. But like I said, the one thing that this video is a little long, I'm sorry, that I'm going to stick to is that I wish I had more of the wax. I wish I had more of the wax for me to be able to try it on so many, like I said, an array of clients. Like I said, between about four different clients, because I could pull them, and you know, their appointments are coming up, you know what I mean? So if I had enough, I would, you know, be able to try it on all of them in different sectors, different hair growth patterns, textures, skin, and lifestyle. I would have loved it. Like I said, that's the only thing I can say is that I wish the kit had more wax in it. So I would be able to do that for me to, you know, be able to give more of a thorough analysis, because if I could do it on different people, I could say, oh, okay, great. I can use this on a majority of my clients, you know, with no problem, instead of just having enough to use on one or two. But other than that, the product was great. Just like anything else, you know, any other product, you will have to clean off my table. Go over certain points where those stubborn hairs are, but what I can say is that it got most of the hair in one swipe. I will say that. It did get most of the hair in one swipe. It wasn't a struggle. And it did remain pliable. It's also a very fast setup too. So if you're a speed waxer, I'm not really a speed waxer. I can, but I like to kind of take my time, and I like to take my time. And make sure that clients are okay. You know, if you're a speed waxer and if you're in a waxing salon or a waxing boutique, or if you're the main waxer and you know that your time basis for each Brazilian, let's use a Brazilian for a great example. Each Brazilian is timed at 15-20 minutes per client, and you got it zip, 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 then LALA Wax is for you. Even if you can take a little bit more time, then that's fine too. But it set up. It was like, as soon as I zhuzhed it in really well on that angle and I really embedded it, before I knew it was set up. Another thing I like about that as well is because what I like to do is I like to put different strips down in different areas. So if I put those strips down in different areas, I can just go back and then put down more and go back and then be done. When I did that, there was no true setting time. So if you've ever used a hard wax, and let's say you may have left it because you're attempting to do that method to where you apply it, you know, so many sections at a time for speed purposes. When you can do that, depending on your client. And you go back and then there's an issue because either the wax itself has settled or stayed too long, and you go to take it off, and either one or two things could happen. It becomes brittle and it breaks in half, or there's more of a harder pull, and or you go to take it off and it just slips off the skin because your client has perspired underneath of it because it stayed too long. This did not do that. Even with like the underarms, I mean, underarms are pretty quick, but when I went to go do the cleanup with the LALA Wax with my client with her Brazilian, I just went in certain areas and I could go to others. And like I said, when I went back to it, there was no air. That's another thing too. Irritation starts to set in. There was no irritation. When I peeled it off in that bend that I just talked about previous, she was just like, oh, that's it. So that's a great thing you want to hear too. But there wasn't any perspiration underneath of it. There was no irritation, and I didn't have issues going back to it. So that's another plus, because there are some hard waxes to where it can't sit but so long. Not that it's supposed to, but it does. Some don't allow you to, I'm trying to clean up as I go, initially put more down. So like you have some waxes that set up so fast, the second that you put it in, you gotta hurry up and take it off. LALA Wax, I can say, is that I could go ahead and do the multiple strip method and not have to worry about any of those things that I may run into with other waxes, no matter what the price point was. You know, and here at the studio, I use, you know, very expensive. My wax is expensive. And I use various brands, but, you know, I like to use the best. So like I said before, you know, LALA Wax gets a thumbs up for me. You just have to take your time and, you know, work with it and how it works best for you. Keep it at the temperature point that they suggested, because it doesn't need to go any further, which is amazing for your clients, because one of the things that you hear a lot in the industry, I get burned, the wax is too hot. And even though the vaginal area is a sensitive area, and even like some of the back and some chests are a little sensitive, you still don't want to hear, you don't want your client to feel that they've been scolded. It's as simple as that. So like I said, LALA Wax, it gets a thumbs up for me. I am going to admit, when I first applied and put it on, and I was like, no. But by the end, I was very satisfied. I just had to give it time. So like I said, is LALA Wax. I will tag them and put their email or their website within the descriptions of this particular post. And you guys can, you know, if you're a licensed esthetician, you can contact them. If you're on Instagram, contact them and see if they'll send you a sample. Like I said, it was actually one of the best sampling kits I've ever been sent, because sometimes it's just the wax. And I, you know, call and go, hey, do you have like a pre or post, or even if it's just like a little tab I can put as a try? Like, no, we just want to try the wax. This was really, like I said, a really, 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 really good sample kit. Just wish that there was more wax to be able to try on more clientele. Like I said, the samples that they sent are nice sizes. Like, I can get so many uses out of the ingrown hair serum. You know, like if I actually have a client coming in tomorrow who normally gets sugar. I'm probably gonna try to talk her into it. But I can put this in a little sample jar for her and ask her to sample this for me. It's enough, you know, as well as the other products as well. So thank you so much, LALA Wax, for taking the time to reach out to me and to send me the kit in a speedy amount of time. I was not expecting to get the kit as quickly as I received it. And like I said, it's great. It has your postcards with your pricing, and it gives well instructions, clear cut and to the point. Love it. Thank you so much. Everybody have a great day. And if anybody has any questions, of course, you can send me a questions, you know, DM me or send a message So thank you so much. This is Avia Johnson from Sky Blue Day Studio, Philadelphia, PA. Thank you so much, and talk to you guys later.